Hey guys.
What's up, gang? This may be our most requested video ever. This is our love story. A lot of you guys have been requesting for us to make this video to discuss how we met, where we met, when we met, things along those lines. And being that we're so close to 100K, I figured we'd finally give you guys what you want. So here it is.
That being said, subscribe.
For the love of God, subscribe. Look at this TikTok that just showed up on Lena's For You page.
I, to this day, don't know if AB and Lena were an arranged marriage or not.
But yeah, where do we begin?
Well, we met in summer of 2014.
Yes, our love is a summer love. The best kind. So at the time, I was managing a restaurant and hookah lounge called the Lava Lounge. Lena was working at a restaurant called the Subway. Lena was working at Subway. And one day the owner said that we needed to hire some new waitresses. So I went over to the stack of applications that we had next to the water cooler that we had under the counter, and I found on top of the water cooler a napkin with the name Lena El Reshuni on it and her phone number. And I called Lena and asked her to come in for an interview.
I applied twice there before, actually. And I went in and the person I spoke to took my name and number. And they're like, we'll call you, don't worry. They never did.
I have a theory as to why that person did not want to hire any pretty ladies at the time, but that's a story for another day and a potential lawsuit. So let's just move on. Lava was sort of like a hit place to work at in our hometown if you were like a college student, I guess, because in Dearborn, where we're from, not a lot of people like bar hop and all that. They go to hookah lounges. That's the hangout. That's where people socialize for the most part. And yeah, I don't know. It was just a bunch of, younger waiters and waitresses around the same age. We did make good money for being in college. It was a good job. That's how I supported myself for years in college, was working as a waiter at that place.
All right, guys, starting a donation fund. Help the poor Ayed in need. I'm gonna leave a box at the counter.
So anyways, I had Lena come in and I interviewed her, and I remember I had a big pimple on my forehead. And like, as she was walking in, I was just thinking like, man, please don't let her be hot. Please don't be hot. And as soon as I saw her, I'm like, God damn. She walks in and I think I gave her the interview like this. She's like, you all right? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I got a headache or some shit. I was like, do you have any experience working in a restaurant? She's like, no. I'm like, cool. Do you have anything similar? She's like, not really. I'm like, oh, God, just give me something so I could hire you. And I'm like, for sure. Just come in on Monday and train. And I didn't
remember seeing a pimple, by the way.
I did a good job. I covered it. For the record, I didn't hire her because she's hot. Let me just say that. I'm going to catch a lawsuit for this video. What's the statute of limitations on a legal hiring process? Yeah, we were just friends for a while. I was really impressed with Lena's work ethic, and she was just super kind. It didn't make sense to me. I'm like, how is someone so pretty, so kind? What's the catch? And it's been like 10 years and still no catch.
I admired you too.
Oh, thank you.
Everybody really loved AB, and he was just so nice with everyone, and especially for someone like me who's a really shy person. You really helped to make me feel included.
Thank you. I was like Benny from The Sandlot, and Lena was like Smalls, if you understand the reference.
I'm the great Bambino. Who's that? What?
I had no idea who they were talking about.
What did he say?
God, I relate to this scene so much.
As someone who grew up anxious and shy, I recognized it, and so I try to include Lena. Also, she was fine as hell, so that helped. Do people still say fine?
No.
I feel like I'm telling my age. Yeah, I was a cool boss, I gotta say. Sometimes the coworkers would ask time off for stupid shit, like to try mushrooms. I'd be like, yeah, for sure, and I cover them.
Nah, Mo, you the man. Enjoy your day off studying.
But it's because I didn't take it serious. I knew it was a joke, and I was a waiter for years prior to being a manager. I was just made manager like prior to that summer, but the managers before me and after definitely took it too serious. And if you're watching this, you know what you guys did. I didn't want to be in a relationship at the time because like it was the first time in my life where I was like really having a good time. I was free. I was in long-term relationships prior, and I didn't party that much in high school. I just focused on studying. But somehow at this point in college, my house became the party house because everyone in Dearborn, our hometown, stays living at home until they're married or until they're older. But me and my roommate, we were younger and we were the only two dudes to have our own place. So that became the hangout, and we called it Thug Mansion. And it wasn't really a mansion. It wasn't a mansion at all. It was a super small house. We just thought it was funny to call it Thug Mansion. But yeah, I wasn't looking for a relationship at the time. I was just enjoying my freedom and I was having fun.
I wasn't looking for a relationship either at the time. My parents are like very old school, and also I was going to Italy. It was like just a few weeks after I got hired, and I went for a whole month.
Right. Yeah. Italy almost ruined us. Not really, but it was shitty timing for sure. There's one golden rule at the Lava Lounge, and that's never fall in love at the Lava Lounge. It's like Jersey Shore. You know, they say never fall in love at the shore. Well, don't fall in love at the Lava Lounge. But we broke that rule. We messed up, and we were like the Ronnie and Sam of Lava.
Don't touch my Don't ever touch my
No, we weren't.
No, we weren't.
But it just sort of happened somewhere along the line.
Yeah, and it was very satisfying, and I'll tell you why. Can I tell them what you said? Your line you dropped on me?
Okay, go.
I won't if you don't want me to.
You already told it.
She said, I've heard a lot of stories about you, and I'm not going to be one of them. I was like, oh, yeah? Well, you just wait 10 years. I'll make a video about this and embarrass you. It's more embarrassing on my part, I think. I just loved how sweet and kind, and don't even get me started on your looks. But yeah, you were and still are perfect in every way. So what did you like about me?
The adventure. You made my
Adventure.
life so much fun. I feel like my life was so boring before you.
I can see that.
I'm gonna run in and grab your towel. So it's an adventure with you.
It was an interesting mix. And some of the shit I used to do, like parking my motorcycle on your parents' lawn, is so insane to me looking back, and I cringe so hard.
Or us stalling in the middle of the road on that motorcycle.
Yeah. I loved how you were just accepting of my family, like you were understanding and like you weren't judgmental. Like we come from a city. I think that's the one reason that we both like really were drawn to each other, because everyone in our hometown's so judgmental, but we weren't like that with each other. And I love that like you were accepting of like Tim, for example. Like even though one of the first times you met him, I kind of trolled you a little bit, and we were shooting something, and I told him, I think it's better if you guys don't meet until it's on camera. And I was practicing with a green screen. And I was like, yeah, just do it on camera. And then I told Tim, I was like, just I forgot what I told Tim. I told him to do something stupid, like yell real loud. And you just went with it, and you were cool. And I thought that was awesome.
Come with me.
Who are you?
Hey! Come with me!
I love how you were always so positive. Like when your car got broken into, your house got robbed, and your parents got divorced all in the same week. Somehow you were still smiling through all of that.
Just fucking take it.
Take what?
Just take whatever money I make tomorrow, whether it's 60 or 150. Take whatever it is.
I'm a charity.
You pushed me out of my comfort zone. Like roller coasters, for example, I was deathly afraid of those. And
You're still afraid of roller coasters?
I mean, but I like it.
You faced it.
I face it. Yes, I face it. And I love the thrill.
Since the beginning, our relationship has been nothing like any relationship I've been in prior, or any relationship I've ever seen, to be honest. We just kind of always have been helpful. I don't think we've ever fought. We've never been possessive. We've just been friends with each other.
Everyone at work used to call us Jim and Pam.
Oh, God, don't say that. For those of you who are up to date on the H3 podcast, there's a little segment about who's everybody in the office, and I jokingly mentioned that. But first of all, we don't want to be Jim and Pam, okay? They're
Yeah,
lame.
we don't want to.
And also, we found out, according to the subreddit, that Lena's, you're too dark to be Pam, I guess. You could only be
Kelly.
Kelly.
I'm just saying I'm Kelly.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, people did call us that. And I think it's just because we were like the couple at the restaurant. But I think more of what it was for us, the Jim and Pam aspect of our relationship, is that like I've always felt like me and you are the only two normal people in a situation wherever
Yeah.
we're at. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe we're the only two outcasts. But for some reason, I always feel like we're in some kind of flipped reality where we're the only two people who understand each other. And I don't know, there's so many examples of that in our relationship going back to the beginning. Am I making it sound like we're perfect or something?
No, I don't think so.
It's not, you know, there's been tough things we went through, but it was never, that's what it is. It's never been with each other. We've always only been helpful and supportive of each other. But we've been through shit together. We went through pre-med together. That was hell.
Yeah, like going to the library at 4 a.m.
Oh yeah.
Why? God, why?
It was rough. It affected our body. We were like super skinny, had bad acne because of all the studying we were doing.
going 10 meters per second at 30 degrees.
Hey, did you bring another blanket with you by chance? Fuck me, right?
This is so comfy.
This is fucking depressing.
I just need a pillow.
There was one time in the beginning of our relationship where I was so stressed I shaved my head, but you stayed with me for that, so I appreciate you.
And you stayed with me through the braces.
You looked good. You still looked cute. I did not look cute bald. But yeah, throughout it all, you know, we were broke for a long time.
I remember you would screenshot your bank account when it was in the negative.
The reason why I would screenshot my bank account when it was negative was so that I could look back one day and remember what we went through, remember the struggle. And I do, and it does help. And also to motivate me, you know, to make something in my life.
But we didn't care about money at the time. We were just having fun.
Yeah. And, you know, we discovered Ethan and Hila's videos, and we saw this couple that didn't have money. They sort of came from similar backgrounds compared to us, being that Lena comes from a more traditional background and mine's not as traditional. And seeing what they accomplished together was really inspiring. It was one of the main reasons, besides we just like their content, that we watched their videos and we were fans of their videos.
In the beginning, we both had nothing, but what little we had, we shared.
And with Hila being shy and Ethan being not shy.
Yeah, there was a lot that we related to. And so it's crazy now that we work for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, we started dating, and I actually stepped down from being manager. I went back to waiting because of me and Lena dating, and also because I had to focus on school, and I made more money as a waiter. And I ended up transferring to Lena's college, which I planned on doing even before meeting Lena. But yeah, once I met Lena, we signed up for courses together.
He even drove me to school on days we didn't have class together.
I did.
He would pick me up at like 7 a.m. and take me to my classes because it was so cold and my car didn't have any heat.
Lena's front doors didn't open either, so she had a car that had no heat, and she had to jump in from the back seat or jump out from the back seat.
Problems, but
Yeah, I think it was a death trap.
And besides not having heat, also my defrosters didn't work.
Right. Lena would just like scrape off enough ice to look through the windshield a little bit.
Just enough so that I have like some kind of view.
Which is super dangerous, but I mean, what can we do? I used to feel so bad about that, and that's why, yeah, I would drive you. But also, that's another reason that it felt so good to deliver on a promise I once made to you, which is that one day I told Lena that I would get her her dream car, which was a Jeep. So it felt really nice to make that come true. Fully loaded Rubicon top of the line Jeep with the one-touch convertible top. I told her one day I'd get her a Jeep. She believed in me. All I had was $1 and a dream. So I had to pay it forward. And now she has a cooler car than me, and I don't know how I feel about it. Look at that, baby. You know, another thing that I really like about us is, for the most part, we've always kind of been the same. We've always had a good time. We've always had fun. No matter if we were struggling or what it is, like, I feel like we're still the same. You feel that way?
I do.
But we went through this hell together, you know, at school and at work. You could do it, Lena.
You have a toothbrush in the library.
We went to breakfast. I didn't want to go home after.
At least try to hide it.
I ain't trying to have.
We remained at that restaurant for a few years. And, you know, I think that's one of the reasons that our relationship just works, is because for any of you who work at a restaurant, you guys could probably relate, but you make this bond with your coworkers whenever, you know, you're waiting on people all day and you're being treated like shit. You know, people don't treat you like humans. Like, you really learn
trauma bonding.
Yeah, we trauma bonded together. And I feel like that was the foundation of our relationship, is that we had that close sense of family, I guess, that you get when working at a restaurant. So yeah, that was a good foundation for us, because we were all friends, you know, not just us, the other waiters too. So it was the same friend group. We all had each other's back, and we went through hell together. Every waiting job is difficult, but in our hometown, dealing with the people that we dealt with, it was rough. But we made it through.
We did. AB always says that if we have kids, he wants them to work at a restaurant.
Yeah. No, definitely. Because I feel like you really learn how to treat people. You just get demoralized as a waiter. I had one time a lady asked me, she points at her head, she goes, are you all there? She said, are you all there? Because while I'm talking to her, someone behind her like spills hot tea and just is like shrieking in horror. And she somehow does not hear this and just looks up at me as I kind of like look over her at this situation. And then she goes, hello. Are you like, I should have told her no.
What did you
I'm
say
not.
to her?
I said, I'm sorry, excuse me. And I went back and I'm like, yo, I told Natalie, you're gonna have to take table 6.
Oh, I miss Natalie.
All right, so what's next? We started dating. We went to school together.
You met my family.
I met Lena's family, yes. So Lena, coming from an old school background, she said, if we're gonna continue to be a thing, I want you to meet my family. And I said, okay, peace. You know that meme of the guy disappearing? No, I understood. And I said, yeah, I would, but I was very nervous about it. I was super nervous because, first of all, she has a big family. She has 6 siblings. 6?
I have 5 siblings.
Wait, you count Zainab? So she has 5 siblings besides herself, 6 kids total. And it was intimidating. And I said, yeah, I will, but I was kind of dragging it out a little bit. And then one day, after we were dating for a while, Lena always told me that I remind her of her cousin Jay. And I don't know how we didn't make this connection, but one day we said something that made me make the connection that her cousin Jay is the same Jay that was my best friend growing up. Not one of my close friends, no, my best friend until I moved away. Our grandmas were neighbors. And then like so much started to come back to me. Like I remember Lena's older brother. He remembered me too. How did he?
He remembered AB as the white kid with all the toys.
That's right. The white kid with all the toys. My grandma spoiled me. She would take her check from the government and just spoil the shit out of me. The apartment on the left was Jay's grandma and the apartment on the right was my grandma. But yeah, like, and then so me and Jay reconnected before I met Lena's family. We went out to dinner and it was crazy. It was like, even though we hadn't seen each other in like 15 years, it seemed like no time passed, you know, and to this day, he's still one of my best friends. He's an attorney now, in case you guys are wondering. But anyways, yeah, Jay really helped with me meeting Lena's family because he was there for me whenever I went to go meet them. And Lena's mom loves Jay. But yeah, him being there really helped because Lena's her mom's golden, trophy daughter?
My brother went to Harvard. I don't think I was a trophy child.
Your mom has called you a spring chicken or something like that. I don't. In Arabic, she said, "What's the word?"
شقفة حلوة.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. What does that mean?
A good slice.
A good slice. Yeah, good slice. She knew you were a good slice. But yeah, I met Lena's family, and they were just the nicest people in the world. I love all of them. They're all super sweet, and they're sincerely like my best friends in the world. Like, it's crazy. I never thought I would like my in-laws, but Lena's mom, dad, and all of her siblings, they're the greatest people ever. See, what you guys been doing around here? You guys been down bed?
No flash photography.
This is game night with Lena's family. Somehow it's became a fucking LSAT. I can't even say LSAT, you see? LSAT study session.
Yes,
they're doing LSAT questions for fun.
Well,
These two try to kidnap Kevin McAllister. The one person that really stood out to me and I instantly got close with was Lena's niece, Dalia.
Yeah, from the day that they met, Dalia would not leave him alone.
Stop, get out. I don't have any friends. I only have one friend.
Who?
Adela.
Don't jump, don't jump. I don't know, I've always just been good with kids, but Lena's niece, Dalia, was like a little baby genius, and she had so much personality. Did you just wipe your nose on me?
Yeah.
She just turned 2, I think, when I met her. All of Lena's other nieces I've known since the day they were born. So I forget that they're Lena's nieces. But same thing with Dalia, because I've known her for so long since she was younger. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I was having this come down from Thug Mansion, from the parties and all the good times I was having. It was weird for them to like just be instantly over. And it wasn't because of Lena. I was having some drama with my roommate. He was going through some shit. And I don't know. It was just this high of good times, and then it was just over. And I'm glad that you were there for the end of that. At least you got to experience it a little bit.
Bagging, I gotta brag, I do this shit for real. When we was down and we had nothing, we had to share a meal. We put the shit in overdrive with no steering wheel. Shorty throw that thing back in a pair of heels. Yeah, she be riding.
Yeah, I don't know. Lena's family just filled that void. And like, I loved hanging out with them. I loved hanging out with Dalia.
The timer go off? It's bedtime.
Dalia's probably the most important person in the story besides me and you.
Yeah, and you know, I was putting together some of the footage that we recorded yesterday for this video, and there's a lot about Dalia, but she is very significant to our love story because, you know, Lena was always with Dalia 1, and also because Lena's family is more traditional, I had to spend a lot of time at Lena's house, and Dahlia was always there because Lena's sister, Dahlia's mom, was a teacher and was working at the time, or in school.
Yeah, she was in school
In
at the
school.
time. Mhm.
Yeah, so that meant me and Lena were with Dahlia all the time, and we had a blast. We loved it. But when we were so stressed, she was like the source of our happiness for so long. We had so many good times with her. So bear with us, okay? I know this is a kid you don't know, and it's annoying when people talk about, oh, look how cute my kid is and all this shit. Just deal with it. It's part of the story, okay?
Come on. Come on. We're going home. Come on.
And like all this energy that I put into like throwing parties became the energy that I put into, I don't know, being a cool uncle.
Like when you dressed up as Vader to throw Dahlia a Star Wars party.
Well, you threw the Star Wars party, but yeah, me and Lena, we threw a Star Wars themed party. Yeah, Lena was a stormtrooper, and Dahlia was going through a Star Wars phase.
She's Yoda.
And I dressed up as Vader, and she thought I was actually Vader. It was really cute.
How did he come? How did he come?
He came to your party. Oh my God.
He's saying hi. Why is he saying hi?
Dahlia, go hug Darth Vader.
Hug him, Dahlia. Oh my God, I want to hug him too.
Hi, Dahlia.
Mom, he likes me.
He does.
Why does he like me?
Everybody likes you.
Did he bring a stormtrooper? Did he?
Ask him.
Did you?
Can you help me take my mask off?
I don't know if I'd call it a Star Wars phase because she still likes Star Wars.
That's true.
You inside, but I want to see your guys' move.
I busted my ass because she scared the shit out of me how loud she was screaming. We had a lot of fun just hanging out at that house.
Thank you.
My mom loves AB so much, and she always brags about him because he's the only one who's, the only guy who's offering to help or takes out the garbage.
And besides the come down of, is come down the right word? Cool down?
Come down.
Come down. Okay. Besides the come down of Thug Mansion and all those parties and all that being over, also I was just going through a lot at the time. My parents got a divorce around that time, and Lena's family just entered my life at the right time. I'm very grateful for them. They sort of adopted me in a way.
He used to sleep over a lot too, on
Yeah.
the couch in the basement.
Yeah, I sleep on the crooked couch in the basement that my niece broke. I got a video of the moment she broke it, actually. Yeah. The springs were all messed up. I'm surprised my back is not messed up after sleeping on that for so long. But yeah, they really took me in and gave me the love and support I needed to get through college and get through those times.
One time my mom was just kidding around and telling AB to go home because she knew that Dahlia didn't want him to. So then Dahlia got all frustrated and she told my mom, "I'm gonna kick your ass."
Yeah, it was the first time Dahlia swore.
We were all so surprised. We don't know where she got it from.
Abdullah has to go home. What?
I'm kicking you.
Come here. Abdullah, go home, Abdullah.
Kick your ass.
What are you going to do?
Kick your ass.
What? No.
It's crazy looking back at these times when Dahlia was the only kid in the family.
Yeah, we have tons of other nieces and nephews now. Being that we're trying to tell our story of when we first met, we're going to just focus on Dahlia because she was the firstborn and because she was the one we spent the most time with. It's funny seeing how much Dahlia is the same. She's still super smart. She still has that personality. LOL dolls, I'm telling you, they're lame toys. I'm all about toys.
All about toys, and why are you almost 30? How are you all about toys when you're that age?
Man, your spending allowance is just going further down and down. You're gonna end up leaving out of here with a piece of gum, not even a pack.
Put it back where it was. Can you give me that cleaning? Can
You
I
already
get...
have that cleaning set.
But it broke.
No, it didn't.
But I...
Okay, I'll fix it for you.
Can you get that new one for me? Please, can you get that new one? Can you get that? Can you get this for me?
You want that?
Uh-huh.
Is that the toy you want to pick? I said you could have whatever you want, and you said no?
But there's like a lot of things I want. Whatever I want means more than one thing.
No, I mean one thing. What do you want most?
Even if it's really expensive?
Yeah.
Let's go! Come on, come on, come on. What are we? Let's run faster, okay? Mix and match. You said whatever you want. Yeah, this is
One item, whatever you want. I didn't say mix and match.
well, I'm mixing and matching your words.
Yeah, because if you get this, then we have to buy your sister and your cousin one too.
Oh, I miss her.
Me too.
Being away from the kids is definitely the hardest part of being out here.
Yeah. You surrender?
Stop fire!
Surrender? But whenever we do visit, we try to spend as much time with them as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Last time, it was a school night, and Dahlia slept over.
Good morning, princess.
Oh, well, I could still carry you. I was really worried they're trying to get too big. Okay, we spent enough time on Dahlia. Let's get back on topic. Lena's family. I was just amazed at what sweet, helpful people Lena's family are. I just like my family. They're always unintentional. I love my family. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking shit about my family. They don't mean it, but it's just we're so different. Lena's family is also helpful. Like seeing them all do everything together, whether it's cooking dinner or helping out with homework or babysitting, whatever it is, they all do everything for each other. They share everything. Me and my siblings and my cousins were nothing like that. Me and my siblings, we all had separate N64s. We all had separate GameCubes. I don't know, all we do is talk shit to each other. Yeah, so we're just hanging out with the family. And I just realized something. My brother got the motherfucking Frodo back in his feet. Mr. Frodo. The ring is having its toe. I'm just kidding. You didn't hold me. We love each other, but it's very different. Very different. You guys have met my cousin Tim.
What's up, cuz? What's up, Khayy? What's up, Khayy? You were talking shit earlier, weren't you? Ah!
Yeah, that support that Lena, I guess, learned from her family, she gave to me. And she was the only person that supported me throughout everything. Lena was the only one that knew about my Starkilla channel.
I was there when you made the mask.
She was.
Today is May 2nd, 2017, and we may be on the verge of history. We may be on the verge of my next flop. We do not know.
I believe in you.
Thank you.
Actually, at one point, she almost joined me. We were going to do a whole Stargirl type thing so she could be in the videos with me. She's the first person I opened up to about my love for making videos, and I told her how I used to make videos when I was a kid.
And I was so surprised that you didn't tell anyone prior to that.
Which is so weird to me because I loved making videos. I would beg my cousins and my siblings to act in my videos that I was making. And I don't know, it's just like something I suppressed because being Middle Eastern, we're told we could either be a doctor or a lawyer. And everything else, I couldn't even fathom doing something on YouTube, even though I was always infatuated with YouTube and this idea of people just creating stuff and putting it out. But yeah, Lena really encouraged me to chase this crazy dream because I was so passionate about it. Which is strange, especially like where we come from. Families don't do that. Our whole hometown is about getting married. Every business is related somehow to weddings, and I don't know, it's just...
And you don't marry someone with just a dream.
You don't marry someone with a dream and a negative bank account, which I did have many times.
But what really got me is just how passionate you were about all of it. And I've never met someone before who's so passionate about anything.
Passion. Well, I just think it was something I was repressed for so long. And I was just able to talk about it. I don't know. I think I was a little nervous to talk about it in front of others. But with everything in my life, whether it be making videos or even my tattoos. When I met Lena, I didn't have all these tattoos on my bottom of my arm. I did up here, but you know, I wanted to, but I'm like, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to marry any Arab girl in this city because, you know, old school generation don't like tattoos. And Lena's like, if you like them, go for them. And I was like, what? This perfect girl from this perfect family is telling me to just be me. And I love that about us. We never try to change each other in any way. Only, both of us, we've only tried to amplify who we already are. and encourage each other to be more of ourselves.
Anything I didn't like about myself, AB taught me how to appreciate it and just to see it in a different light that made me really love everything about myself.
We're told, like I said, be a doctor or lawyer, and Lena's family, like her brother went to Harvard and Yale, and her siblings all had scholarships. Lena had a scholarship, and then there's just my dumbass who's like, yeah, I want to make YouTube videos, but
you didn't even tell them that for a long time either. It's
yeah, and I didn't fully commit at first, but you got the spark going. You bought me my first camera. She maxed out her credit card and got me a G7X. G7X that I still have to this day. It was like a lot of creators had that camera at the time, like PewDiePie.
And he got to making videos right away.
Yeah, I'll talk about that more in this longer video that I've been working on for over a year. But yeah, Lena buying me a camera and encouraging me to do YouTube changed the course of my life. Like, it's scary to think how my life would have been without you.
Aw. I couldn't believe that you vlogged as a kid. He was just recording them on this little camcorder. You still have that camera, right?
Yeah, I do. And recently I found some footage of my brother. I guess he took my camera one day when we were younger, and him and my sister sort of just made, I don't know how to describe it.
It's not my fault. You've been lying, saying that I took away your peace. Drowning by yourself, now you wanna blame me. Like you have no options.
He's imitating the R&B videos that my parents had on all the time.
I ain't take your options. Now I'm not the problem. Man, that's on you, yeah. You've been terrorizing me, yeah, I'm always wrong.
You really made me love myself and changed my whole perspective on the world too. Like, I was stuck in this mindset of how things are supposed to be and what I was supposed to do, and you helped to show me that it doesn't have to be that way.
You've made all the difference. I'm not trying to be too cheesy on camera, but whatever. I'll just say it at this point. I said it the other day on stream, so I'll just say it again. Our relationship, it's so cheesy, it's like a never-ending sleepover.
That's not cheesy.
I don't know how else to describe it, because it's like, that's what it is. Like, you know, you're hanging out with your friend or your friends when you're younger, and you hang out till you fall asleep. That's us. We just have fun. I mean, we work and do other stuff as well, but good times. And again, I don't think I could really properly emphasize what a big deal it is that we were able to go against the norm, especially Lena, and do things our way. You know, our community is so small-minded. You know, I love being from Dearborn, but everybody thinks in the same way. No one is willing to take a risk or just be like everyone else. Conform. I hate that. I hate that shit. Not to sound like I'm some big rebel, but it's just, I did not want the lives of people in our hometown who considered to have the ideal life. My uncle, who's a doctor, who I love very much, I'm very close with, I didn't want his life. I didn't want my father's life. I didn't want any of the successful people in our hometown. I did not want their lives. But yeah, I would have never had the courage to do any of that, to pursue a job outside of doctor or lawyer, to pursue half the shit that I've done if it wasn't for Lena. Lena made all the difference. And trust me, Lena could have had anyone she wanted. She was a nice slice, as her mom said. But she took a chance on me. How many times have we? Let's just start shaking every time. But anyways, to speed up this story, I was at a weekend concert one day with my brother and my cousin and a few other people. And the weekend for me really reminded me of those times at Thug Mansion, because Kissland came out, and Kissland, his album, will always remind me of those times. And hearing those songs, and like, it's hard to describe, but I realized I was at a different point in my life when I was at that concert. It was just hitting me. Now, prior, I already asked Lena's parents for permission to propose to Lena, and they gave me their blessing. And I planned on doing it later that summer, but at that concert, I was like, you know what? I want to do it now. I don't want to wait. And Lena was in Boston at the time at her brother's graduation at Harvard. So I texted Jay in the middle of the concert. I'm like, hey, what are you doing the next 2 days? Are you down to drive with me to Boston? He goes, yeah, I'm down. Being the legend that he is, pick up Jay at like midnight, and we just headed to Boston.
It is 1:03 a.m.
What's up, bro?
What's going on, man?
Road trip 2017.
Road trip. Here we go. Long way.
And I proposed to her the next day.
It was like a cold, rainy night. And Evie popped up out of nowhere.
Popped up?
Yeah. And you know what? That's what I love so much, because I never thought that I would get like a proposal like that. It doesn't happen in our culture because there's like a way these things are done. You get introduced to each other's families, you book the wedding, it's like all planned out. And then the guy will propose to the girl like when the wedding's already scheduled.
It's like
and
you're
stuff,
applying.
So it's not really a proposal.
Yeah, it's like you're applying for something. Like you're applying for a license or something like that. I don't know, it's weird. It's so tailored and non-organic. So I really wanted her to be surprised. That was really important to me. We always joked about how our proposal would go down. And I always said, I'm going to just surprise you and have a speaker playing some cheesy 90s music, early 2000s. And that's exactly what I did. I had Iris by the Google Dolls playing on a speaker that I hid in the bushes. And I surprised her. I proposed with my mom's old wedding ring because my parents were divorced, and the diamond was missing, and I had to put another diamond in there that didn't fit. I eventually got her a new ring, but that's all I could afford at the time because it's free.
It really was the best moment of my life.
Me too. And, you know, in my life, I always sort of felt like I didn't fit in wherever I was, even with my family. And a big part of that is because I'm mixed. I always felt like I was too Arab to be white and too white to be Arab. And without going too deep, in that moment, it's the one and only moment in my life where I felt like I was exactly where I was supposed to be at the right time. Like I'm still to this day, in that moment, I was like, I'm supposed to be here. And it was such an awesome experience.
And then we ended up getting married a few years later because I had braces on still at the time and I wanted to get them off before we did.
Yeah. And also I was broke. And I think it's important to note that I was really broke, and Lena stuck with me through that time. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why at some point I felt like, okay, I have to ramp shit up and take this more serious. It's because your future was in my hands as well. And I felt obligated to be successful because of that. And I knew you could do whatever you want, be with whoever you want. And I was like, I got to make it count. The fact that you took a chance on me.
And it did.
So far, so good. We're not doing so bad. I remember listening to Gotta Make It by Trey Songz because that's how I felt. I was like, I gotta make it because of you. I have to make something of my life.
He also used to listen to motivational speeches on our long walks on campus.
I listened to one, okay? It was Arnold's 6 Rules for Success. As cheesy as it is.
Now let me get right away to the first rule of success. The first rule of success is to have a vision.
And you know, on that note, I've been watching this Arnold documentary on Netflix. He starts it off by saying he's always had this ability to see the future, to visualize it in front of him. And I feel like I've always had that as well, or to a degree. Or maybe it's just that I'm insane, but I remember like times when Lena would be stressing out when we were going to like a work meeting or we were having dinner with people. And Lena's like, oh, what if I don't like how I'm dressed or what this, that. Like she was worried about whatever it was. And I'm like, dude, do not worry about these people. We're not going to be in this city forever. One day we're going to be going, we're going to be going to meet up with I don't know who. Maybe Ethan and Hila. Maybe,
He did say that.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like, again, maybe I'm just an idiot who got lucky. But what I do know is that I would not have been able to achieve it without Lena. Literally from the moment we got married, things have been on the up and up. I talk about that a lot in my 2020 video. If you guys haven't watched that, I suggest you do, because it's the only video I'm proud of. And I talk about how I got hired and what was going on that year before I got hired. I'll link it down below, but yeah.
And we've been having just good times ever since.
Yes. And we've done a lot. I feel like we've accomplished a lot. Looking at that footage of us walking around at the Creator Clash, I talked about it in the video I made about it, but I don't know. I saw us as those two waiters in that moment. And it just brought back a lot of memories. Like, holy shit, like people are cheering our name, like our name.
It was so crazy.
The people who were like dehumanized working at a restaurant, treated like shit by customers, us.
I had that feeling of nostalgia too. At the Creator Clash, when you knocked down Hundar and then you winked at me.
Great moment. Yeah.
It reminded me of how you used to do that like at college, or you'd be messing around.
You kind of see right there, that's where I wink at Lena. And by the way, Hundar, I'm sorry I somehow find a way to incorporate this footage in every video I make, but it's one of the few badass moments in my life, so I need it. I'm sorry, bud.
Me and Nazar went crazy in that moment.
Yeah, Lena and my brother were losing it. And I know it may seem like we're talking about our career a lot in this video, which is supposed to be our love story, but that is a product of our love. We were able to, honestly, we were able to pursue what we love to do and have these jobs that we love. I'm really thankful that we were able to go through the struggle together and experience everything together, because Lena understands the significance of stuff. Like when Ethan shouted me out on the podcast the first time.
I cried.
Yeah, Lena was very emotional. Shit, I almost cried.
Like, I have this friend on YouTube who I've recently made. His name is Starkilla. Starkilla. This guy, I gotta give a shout out to Starkilla. He's the only motherfucker that roasted me on YouTube. He made a whole rebuttal to Gokinaro's video like years ago, and Keemstar blocked it. Like, just some random dude on Twitter.
You know, that moment was crazy whenever Ethan shouted me out. After feeling like a loser for so long, just even something as simple as a shout out just meant the world. It meant like, okay, this crazy dream of ours might actually come true. There might actually be something to this.
Or when you woke me up and told me that Ethan was in your live stream.
Right. That was the first time I had any contact with Ethan. Right. I just went live right now.
Oh my god, Ethan Klein saw me?
No, I didn't see you. Not on this. I mean on downstairs.
Oh my god, shut up.
I swear to God.
That is so cool.
They just said, thanks for defending me when no one else would. Yeah.
And you commented?
Yeah.
Or when you woke me up to tell me that we got hired.
Oh,
and we
yeah.
got the jobs. Oh my god. It didn't feel real.
I know. That was insane.
It's the middle of a dream. I woke you up.
Yeah.
Well, you got the job, and I did too.
What?
You got the job. We both.
Shut up! No!
No.
No! This is for real! Oh my god, Evie!
Oh my god, Evie, that was so cute.
It was an unbelievable feeling. To me, it reminded me of something Michael Jordan said in his documentary, The Last Dance.
When you get to that finish line and you know that you won, all those emotions that you wrapped up into, you can just kind of let go.
And obviously, it's not the same thing as winning the NBA championship, but to me, after feeling like a loser for so long and not knowing if I was wasting both of our lives and if I was just delusional, yeah, I can't tell you how I felt in that moment. I felt like several years of stress was just released off my chest. Like, I could not believe it.
Even like days after that, I'm like, oh my god, is this really happening? Are we
Every
really
day I
moving?
woke up after that, I thought I was gonna be like, fuck, it was a dream.
Yeah. And another cool moment is when Casey did that video for you
Oh,
that
yeah.
Ethan and Ela got for your work anniversary.
Yeah, that was really cool of them.
Happy birthday, AB.
Happy birthday!
It's not his birthday.
Oh.
Ethan and Ela made me do this video. They wanted me to roast you. They told me to tell you to stop copying my style. You can copy my style. But congratulations on a 1-year anniversary.
Congratulations!
Don't take too much shit off of Ethan.
Bye.
Bye.
Everything I feel like I've learned about filmmaking is mainly from YouTube. Well, now Dan, but prior to Dan, it was from Casey and from YouTube. And Casey was another one of my favorite creators, him and H3, and it was just such a cool moment. I looked over at Lena and she was like tearing up.
I didn't know like it was coming, so
Yeah. But that's what I'm
it was a surprise
saying.
to me too. It was so cool.
It's so cool to have someone there that understands what it means to you. Like if Lena wasn't there, I could tell my family and they would not understand why that's important to me, like why I care about that. So really glad to have had you. And yeah, we always get those moments, those reminders of like, holy shit, look where we're at. Like we would watch Tiger Belly sometimes in college because we saw Bobby and Klyla on the H3 podcast. And so we started to watch Tiger Belly. And then we met Bobby.
I said I showed it to AB. Now,
Who the fuck is AB, bro?
And, you know, there's so many examples of people we met or places we've gone. iDubbbz, you know, Lena's family's not into YouTube really, but they loved iDubbbz videos because me and Lena would have content cops on. And so they started to watch some of his videos.
Yeah. AB was sitting with him yesterday and Ethan and he's on them. And was it weird? I'm just like, okay, let me get a picture of you guys.
Yeah, I was like, and this is one of those moments. I'm so blessed and happy that we got to come up together. Have I mentioned that we're pretty fucking awesome? Because you know, making this video, it's reminding me how awesome we are. Sometimes we forget. Fuck yeah, we're Jim and Pam, baby. No, fuck them. We're better than Jim and Pam. But no, for real, though, it is like that Celine Dion song.
Which one?
Kiss me like this, when you hold me like that. It was lost long ago. I guess if I give any advice to anyone who's single out there, being that we're so awesome. No, it's that.
I know people are going to take it.
Yeah, I know how people are going to take it, but it is what it is. I don't know what to say. That's the one thing that I'll brag about to my dying day, and I'll have no remorse because, you know, it's my biggest blessing in my life. It always has and always will be. Is that you and us. Find someone that is your friend first. And then you guys could figure out everything else. That's my advice. Everything we have around us, this insane apartment that looks like the inside of a computer with the RGB lighting, that's from us. We made it a reality. Those lights back there, Lena got for me one year on her credit card for Christmas.
Yeah.
When I was still trying to figure out what I was doing, those lights became the first background for After Dark.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Years later. She stuck with me and tried everything with me. Even though I showed no success at all, no sign of success, she still kept up with me. We tried a podcast. We're going to be re-exploring a moment in YouTube history. A moment in history of world history, if you will. She dealt with me pranking her. That wasn't for YouTube, but you dealt with it.
We'll come back later.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
For the record, we had a basement full of people. I did not expect her to freak out like that. I felt
I'm
so
so
bad.
afraid of Michael Myers.
But there was like 20 people downstairs. But yeah, I felt horrible after.
Don't run in the street. God, you gotta see me like that video.
Lena, try my retainer.
Ew!
When I started streaming on Twitch years ago, even though I had no viewers, you tried to stream on Twitch too.
Yeah. He doesn't know where I am. What should I do?
Build stairs.
Oh, let me go lower. But if I build stairs, he's gonna see me.
He's heard you now because you changed your gun.
Oh shit. Okay.
Everything I did, you were by my side. You know, I looked like a dumbass in East Dearborn riding on my boosted board, piloting a drone. And I'm sure the city, definitely my family, thought I was an idiot. But Lena encouraged me. I just needed one person in my life to believe. And that was you. And made all the difference. Joey Diaz once said,
because you don't need 20 friends. You just need 3 motherfuckers and you can take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers and you're finished. You understand me? You're fucking finished.
But I only needed one. I still remember the first Teddy Fresh we bought. And now we modeled for Teddy Fresh.
I just realized, look, me and Lena are on the Teddy Fresh website. How cool is that?
So crazy.
been a ride. You my best friend. Oh man, Ethan and Ela hug like this in their video because people are gonna say we're ripping them off. We love them. They're our spirit animals, but we're not trying to rip them off.
It's crazy to think that we have fans.
It is wild. Us. I remember fishing phones out of the toilet. That was one of my jobs as manager. How do you flush a phone?
That is weird.
It happened more than you'd think.
It's so sweet when people ask for a photo. They're always like, oh, we don't want to trouble you guys. And it's like, oh my God, no, you have no idea
Yeah.
like how much it means to us.
Like us, you sure you got the right
Yeah.
people? Like it means the world. You know, for so long, it felt like it was me and Lena against the world. And no one believed in us. You know, my own family members would call me a loser or a bum or that I have a childish dream. And now whenever you guys come up to us or say stuff like your streams get me
Oh my
through our
God.
day, like it's
so sweet.
yeah. It makes me feel like we weren't alone the whole time. We had our people out there. We just didn't know them yet. Y'all were our peeps all along, and we appreciate you.
We appreciate you so much.
I'll end on this note. You know, I watched these documentaries like the Arnold doc or Michael Jordan's Last Dance, and I see these men who accomplished so much, but somewhere along the way, they lost their partner for one reason or another. And I hope that one day when I'm looking back at whatever I've accomplished, I'm not saying I'm going to be Jordan or Arnold, obviously, but, you know, I just hope that you're by my side. I hope that's the difference with us, which I think it will be.
I will be.
Promise? Pinky swear? Pinky swear? Shake on it? All right. Okay, I think that's about it. Anything you want to add? Anything awesome about me or great about me? Or
Subscribe.
subscribe, yes. Okay, subscribe, please. Can we stop acting like this is actually okay? Cool.
Hey Lenny, we're at an influencer party in LA. What the fuck? What the fuck? Yo.